This story is a retelling of something that happened to me when I was 7 years old. As the years have gone by and I've grown up, I've realized that this story cannot possibly be true. Yet I can't shake the feeling that it is. It happened in Tokyo, in the subway station. I was standing with my father when I saw the demon, a monstrously tall and furry creature with leathery black wings and a snout like an anteater. I must have stared at him for close to 10 minutes before he finally spoke, in a soft mutter that was clearly intended for his ears only.
"This human is creeping me out,"
he said.
"It's almost like it's looking right at me."
"I am looking right at you," I said. The demon nearly jumped out of his skin.
"You can see me?"
he asked. "Yeah, can't everybody?"
"Not unless they're in the 5th dimension."
"Am I in the 5th dimension?" I asked.
"Your mind must have slipped over here by mistake. What were you thinking about before you saw me?"
I thought for a moment, and then grinned. "Trains."
"Oh, well, trains are the link between our dimensions. I guess your mind must have just wandered over here. Either that or you're going crazy."
"I hope I'm not going crazy," I said.
"Being crazy is a good thing in the 5th dimension,"
the demon replied. I laughed. "Do you have subway lines in the 5th dimension?" I asked.
"Of course,"
he said.
"How else would we get to work?"
"You've got wings," I said.
"Yes, but who wants to fly? Taking the train is so much faster, and if I fly to work, I'm all sweaty when I get there."
"So what do you use your wings for?"
"I put them over my head when it rains."
"Can I see?" I asked.
"Sure,"
the demon said. My hair blew back as he swooped his enormous wings over his head. I laughed. "You're funny," I said. The demon laughed too, but then his expression changed. "Are you okay?" I asked. "You seem sad."
Yeah,
the demon replied, not looking at me, but at something behind me.
"Say, would you like to see a magic trick?"
"Okay." The demon reached up and tugged a big rainbow handkerchief out of his snout. He must have pulled out 20 feet before he ran out. "That's funny," I laughed. But I stopped when I realized I wasn't holding my dad's hand anymore. I looked around and saw the subway station had disappeared, replaced by flowing green meadows that were full of old trains. "I can't see the subway station anymore," I said.
"That's okay,"
said the demon.
"Sometimes it's better to see what isn't there instead of what is."
"What do you mean?"
"Sometimes when I'm bored or sad, my mind slips off to the 3rd dimension, and I see people like you."
"That's funny," I laughed. "Can you go to other dimensions too?" But the demon didn't answer. He was looking up at the sky.
"It's starting to rain,"
he said, whooshing his wings up over his head. Warm droplets of rain hit my face. "Can I get under your wings with you?" I asked.
"Not now,"
he replied.
"You've got to go home."
The world began to shimmer and float together like different shades of green and golden paint, spinning around faster and faster in circles. I started to feel a little sick, and I closed my eyes. The world stopped spinning, but warm droplets of water still fell on my face. I opened my eyes and saw my mom, crying over me, but I didn't see my dad. "Where's Dad?" I asked. "Did he bring me home?" "Yes, darling," she said, although she didn't look at me when she said it. "He brought you home, and then he had to go away." "Oh," I replied. "When will he be back?" "I don't know," she said. My dad never did come back, and it was years before I found out the truth. He had killed himself that day. That morning, he had written a note to my mother explaining that he intended to bring me along and step in front of the train with me. My mother found it when she got home from work and called the police, but it was too late to stop my father. The witnesses say that just before he jumped, I pulled away from his hand and ran off, fainting right after. But one of the witnesses, a little boy around my age, said that he saw something take my hand and lead me away from the speeding train. He said it was a monstrously tall and furry creature with leathery black wings and an anteater's snout.
Hello, my lovelies. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really liked this one. I thought it was interesting. I thought it would be a fun, like, juxtaposition to have a monstrously scary creature actually be kind of friendly, and then tomorrow's video is going to be a seemingly cuddly, friendly creature who ends up being very sinister. If you know anything about Creepypasta, you might know what that is. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I thought it'd be fun. Kind of break up the monotony of it. I also kind of just liked playing with the effects, the voice effects, in Audacity. It was an adventure in editing. So yeah, a couple of things. I want to start putting out other content, not just the Inktober stuff. I do have a few things that I wanted to work on. I have some speed paintings that I am gonna work on for my patron requests. If you're a patron on my Patreon, you know that every month I try and do requests, and I've started doing themes, and this month's theme is actually going to be classic horror movie monsters, so things like Nosferatu, Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, things like that. I've already got a drawing that I'm starting to work on, if nobody requests it, to kind of get us started. And if you want to become a patron and have access to these cool requests and these cool prompts and stuff, you can actually hop over to Patreon right now, and get on that. I will, as long as you're a patron before November 1st, like, you get access to this specific prompt. So do that. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was something else. Oh, I'm also going to be putting out a Curiosities video, a Halloween special Curiosities video about the occult and witches and witchcraft in art, because the depiction of witches throughout history is just an interesting thing to me. It's fun, and oddly rooted in an anti-Semitism, just like everything else. So I'm gonna do a video on that. It may be a little longer than the other Curiosities video, just because there is so much information and so much content. There's also, I guess, an exhibition going on currently at one of the major museums. I think it's the Museum of London. I don't remember. I have it on my desktop. But there's a lot of information already out there about it. And it'll be just in time for Halloween. It'll be great. The other Curiosities videos that I have on queue, like the ones that were voted on for on Patreon, are still in the works. I've actually recorded the Death and Sin Eaters one. I forgot how many times, but each time I've lost the footage because of my hard drive. So that one is kind of cursed, like a lot of other projects. But it is going to get done. I'm just going to kind of prioritize moving forward rather than just trying to catch up at this point. And then whenever I have the opportunity to catch up, I will. That's sort of what I'm going to do. I hope that works out. I also want to do an art discussion video on the Banksy situation. If anybody is familiar with the art world and the art market and Banksy as an artist, you know that recently one of his pieces sold for like $1.4 million, and then after it was sold, an alarm sounded and the artwork self-destructed. There was a shredder built in the frame and it just shredded the artwork, and it is fucking hilarious. I have a lot of opinions about Banksy and about the pretentious art world and art market, and I find it was cathartic and therapeutic for me, and I love it. But there's a big discussion going on right now about, like, is that okay? Should he have been allowed to do that? Did he steal money? Blah, 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 blah. So we're gonna dive into that, and we're gonna have a big old discussion, and it'll be fun. I'm hoping to get that out soonish. I'm also, I have to make sure that I queue up the entirety of like this week and stuff like that. I'm a little behind because I wasn't able to record as much because I was sick and I had no voice for a good period of time during the time that I had originally planned on, you know, working on all of those narrations. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I need to get a camera upgrade. Anyway, so I am going to pick the name for today's drawing. Yesterday, Kimberly won, and today, let's see, who's going to win the next drawing? Who is this? I'm one-handed again. Rosemary! Rosemary wins the second one. Hooray! I will contact you, Rosemary, and send you a message and ask you which one you want. Obviously, Kim gets first dibs. I'm actually recording this outro before today's video, which is yesterday's video, comes out. Right? Yes, that's what I'm doing. I have my days right in my head. So I don't know which one she's gonna pick. After she has picked one, I will let you have the next one. And then tomorrow, all of my subscribers and my patrons are going to be put in a box. All over 100 of you. I'm going to write everybody's names down on pieces of paper. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw the remaining 4 of those. And I'm going to mail them to your house and give them away. If you don't claim the video, or if you don't claim the video, if you don't claim the drawing within a couple of days, I'm probably going to prioritize somebody else. I'm probably going to draw another name and contact that person. So make sure that you are up and alert and keeping track of everything. I will make sure that I message everybody to let you know that you've won, so that you don't miss out if you for some reason aren't able to like watch the videos and see that you've won. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for today. I think that's it. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Mwah.